Hello and welcome to another StarCraft 2 co-op video. Today we'll be looking at another post from a Chinese forum about the upcoming mutation. We're gonna do this a little differently this time. The usual way of like copy pasting and then translating and then getting the AI voices is really time consuming, so I'm gonna do it this way. This way you can still get the information, but it's gonna be like more of a podcast. Alright, so I'm just gonna go down and read off and translate the more relevant posts. So here, this is a late New Year's, late Happy New Year's. And then when you start the mission, you should use workers to collect resources, just like when there's slim pickings, because anytime you pick up one, it's like equivalent to mining a lot. So if you can manage like multiple hotkeys with workers, that's even better. Second one here, it says, Raynor and Artanis, you have lots of money, so you can just keep replacing your Dragoons or Marines. And then this is crossed out most likely because it's sarcastic, so yeah. So not recommended. Zeratol P3, Kerrigan P2. It's like a RPG, which is hero only. Since you are using hero only, it's easy for you to dodge fireworks. You just jump around, and that's pay attention to the times so you can deal with waves, I guess. Nova P3, sabotage drone and the airstrike can destroy everything and use units to capture locks. Dahaka P2, 3 pack leaders can take care of everything. Lone Wolf, and this is Zagara P3, just make sure you don't stand still and you keep moving so that you don't eat the fireworks. Using Banelings and charging forward with them also counts as moving. Manx P3, you can make ESOs in the center and then let Amon know the power of the Dominion. So basically ESO all the things. If you miss the contaminated strikes on the attack waves, then you should send some armed units to deal with them, or else the explosions will destroy your ESOs in the center, and that's no longer funny. For Stukov, he is really not afraid of getting exploded, but on lock and load, you often have to fight two paths because there are two sides. So if you just want to use Infested, you might not find this commander to be very effective. So you should wait until there's the New Year's on Core Hall. Phoenix P2, any commander that's good on head-on mutations is just going to be like an advanced Stukov. So for Stukov, you just need to point the Psi emitter, and even if your infested Marines get killed by fireworks, it doesn't matter. For Phoenix, you have to keep replacing your shells, but you can also like 1A, just use your champions and keep charging in, and that's also doable. Stetman P2, just make sure that before you fight, you overcharge a Stetolite so that you have at least one zone that's not exploded by fireworks, or else you will be forced to either teleport out or just die there. The week after that is Missed Opportunities, Black Death, and Microtransactions. I have beaten this with Dahaka and Abathur. So next guy says, this sounds like this is an easy mutation for the later commanders, and as we all know, the later commanders are the super strong ones who are pretty OP. Next guy says, yeah, it's either you use hero only or you use super long range to destroy them and just like breeze through the mutation. Now this guy usually posts about all the commanders, so his advice, recommended strategies for each commander, not taking solos into consideration. First one, Raynor. Kiting is also a basic skill. The fireworks range is 10, and there's also the time where the fireworks are flying in the air, so you get some time. Tanks have 14 range, Vikings have 10 range. As long as you spread out some spider mines and as long as you continue laying mines everywhere, what else do I need to say? Kerrigan, one person is stronger than an army. I recommend using hero only. If you must make units, check if the enemy is, this is Corsairs, so Fleet of the Matriarch. If it's not Fleet of the Matriarch, then Mass Mutas, because it's the only unit that can dodge fireworks. Brute Lords, even though their range is 10, they're slow, so they're gonna get hit. Artanis, so next one, Artanis, you must have level 2 so that you get Guardian Shell. Just make Zealots spin around. This is Tempest or Phoenixes, and those will deal with the air units. If you can spare the APM, then micro the Phoenixes to avoid and I guess you lure the fireworks and then dodge them because they're so fast. Swan, this is a mutation where you can't really make towers. I recommend using P1 drill for damage, and then if you must make units, then make tanks, and then use factories or Hercules to eat the fireworks in the front. If you're faced with an air enemy comp, rely on your ally because Wraiths can't defeat anything except battlecruisers, which is not true. This is bullshit. Wraiths are good against everything except Vipers. Next one, Zagara, pair up with an Artanis and then just like F2A, roll your Banelings and Scourge into the enemy. Carax, you have double life Zealots, and you can just use your Spear of Doom. So use Orbital Strike, use Solar Lance, use Purifier Beam. Nova, use P3, blow up all the things. If there are air enemies, call your ally, ping your ally to deal with them or nuke them. And after all, L and L is about speed clearing. Abathur, this is a mutation where the 6 UEs are extremely useless. Roaches can just bombard all the things and run away. And if you don't want to kite, use P2 Swarm Hosts. Alarak, don't use Mech. You should use Ascendance. T, which is Psionic Orb. Then you throw Psionic Orbs at all the things, and then use F, Mind Blast, to finish off the high HP enemies. When you use Empower Me, don't let your Ascendants get blown up, so keep them in the back. If Supplicants die, they die. And there's money all over the ground, so you won't be short on cash. Stukov, you actually have to think about losses because you want to clear this map quickly. The fireworks will destroy the infested marines, so P3 is actually not very useful. I recommend using P1 with your 18 range tanks. And if you are fighting air units, I recommend trading with liberators. So you sacrifice some liberators to trade with their air units. Phoenix, the Rock Slapper Caldalis, will destroy everything. Dehaka, this is a creeper host, shoot all the things, and that's all. Stetman, so where to place your Statalites will be a problem. You can mass Banelings, but then you're gonna suffer a lot of losses. You can also try making a sea of infestors with their roaches and use 3 units. Tychus, he has few units, but they're very powerful. Ceratol, he has many options. So you can use P3, spin to win, P2 for mass cannons. If the enemy is a pure ground comp, you can mass DTs and just blink through them. Manx, you take over the center lock and then use ESOs and make some rocket troopers to fight off air units. You can also make the Pride of August grad, and that way you'll deal with air units. And this guy says, looks like it's a fun week. It'll be a fun week. And then here, this guy says, you can put rocket troopers to deal with ravens. So fireworks, and this is power overwhelming. They use the same mechanism. So they just need to be close enough based on distance, not based on their vision. So as soon as you use the ESO, you're going to reveal the location of the ESOs to Amon. And in the future, they will know where your ESOs are. So if they're close enough, they will still explode onto your ESOs. That's why when there's Speed Freaks props on Rifts the Core Hall, Manx should not use ESOs at ESO Island. For Stetman, if you use P2, you can just easily clear the map and then use Zerglings to capture the locks. And when you're using F2, you're going to pick up a lot of money. So it doesn't matter if they get hit by fireworks, doesn't matter. You're going to feed Gary and make him stronger anyways. And then if they get hit, then doesn't matter. And here it says this is me, 2-2, even did a 0 mining P2 solo. All right, so that's pretty much it. The rest of these are not about this mutation. And that's it for this post. What advice do you have for this mutation? Comment it down below and I'll see you next time.